What's going on, people? Blaze over here, Blue Chip Athletic Club, and we're talking a brutal lower body workout here for you to try today. Real quick, we're going to go through a mobility warm-up, and then we're going to get ourselves into our working set. So what you're going to need for your mobility warm-up is basically just a little bit of real estate. You'll set your clock for 45 seconds of work. You'll take 15 seconds of rest. You're only going to do 2 movements, and we'll bounce back and forth between the two just twice. So first things first, you'll squat down basically as low as you can get into, we'll call like that Asian squat style of pose, but just planting your hands here into the ground. Next thing is I'm going to take my right elbow and drive it into my knee. And it's okay if my heels are off the ground here as well. My right elbow into the right inside of the knee, and I'm just going to take my left hand and I'm going to look up and twist. I'm going to bring it up as high as I can, twisting here from the hips. I'm going to drop my left hand now, drive it into my inside of my left leg, and now I'm going to look up on the other side, and you're basically just going to go at your own pace for the full working set. Notice how when I do this, I'm letting my hips turn, so my knee, like this is kind of neutral here. As my left hand or left elbow goes into the inside of the left leg, my left knee is coming down, and then I'm looking up towards the right hand. So you're basically just letting your body move with the motion, and you'll just alternate side to side and go through for the full 45 seconds of work. After you're done with that 45 seconds, you're going to get into the world's greatest stretch on either side. The way this looks is you're going to have your hands out in front of you, and almost, I like to kind of start here in this like a down dog style of pose. I'm going to bring my left foot up by my left hand, and now what I'll do is I'll sink my hips. I like to do a little discovery here. I'll turn my toes out to the left as well, drop my hips here. This can feel really good on the left butt cheek. And then I'm basically just gonna work here. Sometimes I'll sit up, try to straighten my left leg, pull my toe. I like to do a lot of motion here. It's not really a stagnant hold. There's a lot of kind of flossing and discovering what's tight. And then you'll come right back up to the top, and then you'll switch sides. So what I'll usually do is I'll do alternating. You can kind of go at your own pace, but we're going to go through 2 rounds. So it'll be kind of 4 minutes of warm up between the T-spine rotations and the world's greatest squat, or excuse me, world's greatest stretch. Oh, see, I'm sweaty and gross because I just did what I'm going to show you. So, okay, for the working set, we're going to do 4 rounds, and we're essentially going to superset a bunch of moves. So stick with me, and the breakdown's going to be here below as well. So first things first, we're going to get into our zombie squats with the barbell. Everything is going to be 6 reps or 6 reps aside for a total of 12. I have weight on here right now. I probably should have taken it off, but we are going to demo with it. Hopefully you can see kind of a lot of the cues that I'm going to talk you through, and I'm not too out of breath. So we're going to go first set of supersets, going to be a zombie squat and hamstring walkout. We're going to do 6 reps of each movement. I'm going to grab this, and one thing I want you to note is that if I'm doing this myself and not demoing for a camera kind of off to the side, I'm not going to pick the rack, or excuse me, the barbell up off the rack this way, where I'm going to have to back into the, we'll call the parking spot, if you will, on the clips or on the sections where the barbell is going to hang. I'm only going to do that just because I'm doing this for the camera. Otherwise, I would be facing away from you, unracking, and then re-racking, walking forward into the rack. It's the safest way to do it. So just be aware, I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes only. Do not do this way unless for some reason your space is making it so that you need to obviously make that happen. But the safest way is go in and out, forward, instead of backwards. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get set up. So zombie squats, your arms are going to be out in front of you, kind of like a zombie would walk, you know, hence the name. And the barbell is going to rest kind of right here in your throat pocket. Hopefully it doesn't break the old microphone. If it gets down there, it's going to be too low. Big keys are going to be making sure that you're bracing your core. What that means is almost acting like someone's going to run up and punch you in the stomach. And then keeping your arms up really high, because when you drop your arms, the barbell wants to roll off of your arms and come down to the ground. So I would suggest kind of starting, you can either start with an empty barbell or a little bit of weight on it, see how you feel after the first round, and you can incrementally add. I think I added 5 or 10 pounds kind of each round as I went through today. So first things first, we'll get it going. I'm going to get under the barbell here, really, really jamming it towards in my throat. My hands are out in front, really, really strong. I'm gonna take my breath in here, be ready with my core before I even step out and take the load. So notice how I have nothing on. Here we go, big breath in. And now I've got the barbell under here. Notice how I'm kind of holding my breath a bit. Oh, see, and that's why it's dangerous to go out this way. Hopefully I don't fall, make a fool out of myself. So my hands are gonna be up. What I'm gonna do, nice, good squat, full range of motion. Big breath in, come down. And then breathe out on the way up. You're gonna do 6 total. And now, see if I can back this puppy up here. 6 total. Nice, that went better than I thought. 6 total zombie squats. Remember, arms really high, making sure that you're bracing your core. If you need help bracing your core, send me a DM. What I'll do is I'll send you a video that shows you about it, a little bit of the science behind it. It makes a nice analogy with a Coke can so that you can test it out at home. But we're gonna move on. Next move is gonna be our hamstring walkouts. The way this is gonna work, you'll lay down on your back after your 6 reps of your zombie squats. Your butt's gonna come up off the floor and your feet are just gonna walk as far as your mobility and strength allow all the way out, and then walk them in. Notice how my butt's off the floor the whole time. So butt's off the floor, walking all the way out, walking all the way in. That would have been 1. This is 2. And you work for all 10 reps, or excuse me, 6 reps. We're gonna do 4 rounds of those back to back. So right after I finish the walkouts, right back to the zombie squats, from the zombie squats to the hamstring walkouts, 4 total rounds, 6 reps per, and then we'll move on to our next superset, which is gonna be the split squat, hammer. Oh baby, stay with me. Stay with me. Okay, so we're gonna stay with our barbell load. If you need to adjust, you can totally, but the goal for today is heavy weights, and you should probably have like maybe 1 to 2 reps in reserve each round. So if for some reason you don't know what that means, reps in reserve is essentially I could do 1, maybe 2 more, but if I did those, I would collapse and maybe fail on that rep. So that's what we're kind of looking for when it comes to the weight. If you're too light and you feel like you could do 10, that means you need to load it up. If you're too heavy, you're only getting like 4 before it becomes unsafe, that means you probably need to take some weight off. But we're gonna get this going. It's gonna be a split squat with the barbell on our back, and it'll be Bulgarian style, excuse me, where we have 1 foot up on a bench and then 1 foot out in front. So again, I'm doing this just for demonstration purposes. Please do not pick up a barbell the way I'm doing it with my back to it. I wanna make sure that I'm coming in and out forward with the barbell. So I'm gonna come under the barbell, get myself into a comfortable position here. I'm then going to pick it up, meaty part of the back. I'm gonna step forward, a step or 2. I'm gonna hopefully be able to find the bench. Oh, there it is, nice. So I'm a little tight. Oh, I guess I should talk about that. I'll talk about it after. A little tight. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 6 split squats on the right, 6 on the left. So it'll be here, nice and controlled. I probably will take my breath here to make sure I brace my core. So here it goes. And then down. That will be 1. I do all 6 on the left, and then I'm gonna switch all 6 on the right. So a lot of us, when we do a split squat, as I back this puppy in here, beep, 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 beep. As we do split squats, a lot of us end up messing up our distance away from the bench. And I kind of want to talk about that here as I sweat all over the place. So when you put your foot onto the bench here, if you come down and you're basically squatting down like so, you shouldn't be able to have if your feet are too close, notice how my foot is like way inside and I'm coming way over this leg. So if I squat down here, my center of mass is like way far forward. Essentially what you'd like to do is you like to set your foot to where it's gonna make a 90-degree angle here on the front if this leg is straight up. So I'm here, it makes a 90-degree angle as I squat down, and then I'm gonna pop up here on either side. So just set your distance away to where that front leg is making somewhat of a 90-degree angle in the front. Doesn't have to be perfect. Mark a spot on the ground, let it rip. After your split squats on either side, we're gonna move into our second part of the superset, which is gonna be a couple core movements. It's going to be the dead bugs and our bird dogs. Oh, baby. Okay. For our dead bugs, what we're going to do is we're going to take to our backs. We're going to have our knees up, kind of like so, and we're driving our belly button into the floor. This is really important. I don't want your back to be flared, basically making like an arch in the ground. I want your belly button driving into the floor, really, really tight here. And then what we're gonna do is opposite hand, opposite leg is gonna go out. So if my left leg is coming down, my right hand is coming out. Sometimes I like to put my left hand on my knee like so, and then I'm gonna come up. That will be 1. This is gonna be 2, and I'm gonna do 6 on the left, and then I'm gonna go 6 here on the right. After that, we're gonna flip it over and hit the core from the other side with the bird dogs. Same thing with the bird dogs. What I wanna do is make sure my core is now almost arching, where my belly button's going up towards the sky. So what I don't wanna see is I don't want you like this, like the cow pose in yoga. I want you more towards the cat pose, where you're here engaging your core, almost rounding your spine a bit. So I'm gonna be up nice and light on my hands. I'm gonna be out here. This is gonna be 1. It's nice and slow and controlled. And I'm trying to keep my hips really, really flat. And that'll be 2, and you'll do 6 on the left, and then you'll go 1 and 2 and 6 on the right. After your dead bugs, after your bird dogs, right back to the split squats of doom. Oh baby, and remember that's 6 per side for all those. Oh my gosh. And then last but not least, we're gonna do a glute bridge march for 4 rounds straight through, no superset with this movement. You're gonna come down onto your back. You're gonna spring your butt up off the floor, and then your hands are gonna be over your head. Opposite hand comes to opposite knee, and you'll come here for 1, keeping your butt up off the floor, here for 2. You'll do 6 on the left, and then here for 1, here for 2, 6 on the right. After your 4 rounds there, we are all done with our work today. Hopefully you look about as sweaty as I do, and your legs are making you walk like Bambi. Let us know how you guys do, and we'll see you guys in the next training session. See ya.